I bet we all feel that now the world hangs on a thin thread, and it seems like every day it gets even thinner. In this quiet apocalyptic reality, I've been thinking of all the things, bigger things that I haven't done in my life, and that high chances are I will never be able to do. Today I'll share my list and tell you what I do instead. Because the apocalypse lurking around is not the reason why we should give up on our simple life right now, and nor it's the reason why we should feel any regrets for not having done anything big, because small things can matter just as much. Owning a home has been a dream of mine for quite a while. In Russia, where one's own apartment or countryside house, aka dacha, are almost the only islands of stability, the status of a homeowner is quite prestigious. Even on dating websites, people put descriptors like, I have my own apartment, alongside with I have a good sense of humor or I'm seeking for a serious relationship. During the Soviet Union regime, people's home status was completely managed and controlled by government authorities. Apartments could not be bought, they were distributed, and they couldn't be sold eventually. My parents lived in a crowded dorm for factory workers. They had my brother there. I was lucky enough to be born in a typical 2-room apartment in a typical 5-storied block of flats. I never had my own room. I just had my own desk, and I thought it was utter happiness. I've been tempted to take a mortgage loan to buy some property ever since I got a good job in Moscow. I thought, well, I have regular income, I have a life, I have friends, I have a romantic relationship, then why not? But I always had that type of annoying inner doubt, and I eventually never did that. I have no idea whether I was right or wrong. Real estate is a perfect asset, right? But in the light of current events, this perspective seems kind of shadowy and doubtful, at least for us. So now we just rent and don't have any perspectives of buying property anytime soon. Honestly, it seems such an unrealistic perspective, but it doesn't diminish our everyday happiness. It wasn't entirely my choice not to have children, just the life turned out like this, and sometimes I regret that I wasn't trying enough, but most times I just accept things as they are. Psychology is an interesting thing, because I remember how I would persuade myself that it was solely my decision, but at the same time I couldn't understand why it hurt so much. After I finally acknowledged that there were other reasons for that, such as my physiology and my partner back then refusing to have kids with me, it hurt even more, but I was finally honest with myself and I moved on. Will Brian and I have children? I have no idea. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it's okay. Being childless doesn't make me a worse woman, a worse human. I'm not in my youngest years anymore. I have health issues. So instead of focusing on something that is hardly achievable at the moment, I cherish family relations that I already have. I talk to my brother almost every day. My cousin is my best friend since the moment when I was born. And of course, we are not together physically, but distances don't matter at all. And Brian and I know this for sure. I seriously wanted to do Vipassana or any type of retreat at least once in my life, but time and money have always been the main obstacles. Also, I'm kind of scared to do Vipassana because I don't know what my mind reactions can be. To tell you the truth, I'm not an advanced meditator at all. I can barely last for 30 minutes with traditional practices. When I was still living in my Siberian hometown, and it was before the pandemic when I went to a famous yoga studio there, it organized all sorts of events, including summer retreats in the most spectacular corners of Siberia. And I was really tempted to go there, but first I was hesitant, and then I didn't have any time because I was lucky to find a second job and I was working every day, all days, just in order to save money for my future life with Brian. So yeah, and right now at the moment I don't think the possibility of going to some kind of retreat is realistic. Instead, I'm trying to introduce little pieces of customized personal retreats into daily life. Gentle exercises, tasty and sense-awakening tea, dynamic meditation that can actually be anything. Walking, washing the dishes, knitting, making art, writing. Is it enough? For me, absolutely. Here's a fun fact for you that you haven't known about me yet. Last August, I passed exams for doing my master's degree in languages at my Siberian home city university. Back in 2005, when I just graduated, Russia still didn't have like bachelor, master degree system. So I studied for 5 years and I had my specialist diploma. As soon as the education system was changed, all specialists, including me, became eligible for getting their master's degree for free. And so last summer I decided why not. So I successfully passed the exam, but I wasn't able to proceed with my studies due to personal struggles and some tragic events that happened in our family. And then eventually I had to leave Russia. I know people who are doing their masters there right now, and sometimes I envy them, but most times I'm just content with where I am at the moment, and instead of getting a degree in languages, I can still practice here. So now I'm trying to learn Serbian, and after an interesting occasional conversation with an elderly Serbian woman who spoke only Serbian and German, I was surprised to find out that my brain still contained some remnants of German language, bits of German language since my high school. So now I'm trying to revive it with help of Busu that is kindly sponsoring this video. Busu is an amazing service for those who want to learn a new language or brush up on current skill set. Currently, Busu offers 14 languages to learn: English, Spanish, French, Dutch, German, Italian, Portuguese, Chinese, Russian, Japanese, Arabic, Turkish, Polish, and Korean. First, I took a placement test that measured my skills and allowed to skip some initial tasks. I'm still at the beginner A1 level, which is not a surprise as I learned German at school like 20 years ago. So I was placed at lesson 42. Busu provides access to bite-sized lessons and the Busu community of native speakers, so you can exchange pronunciation and grammar tips and get exercises corrected by native speakers. With the premium plan, I also get access to great features such as customizing the study plan to reach the learning goals faster. Let's build my German plan together. I want to learn German in a relaxing way for fun and culture, so that I can understand most of a movie and TV program, which is B2 level. I don't want to overload myself, so I'll study 3 days a week at 9 p.m. after all daily work and chores are done, 30 minutes a day. And thus I will reach my level by the 8th of May 2023. which is in just half a year. You can start your language learning journey right now for free to see whether it works for you. Check out Busuu and unlock all premium features for 7 days with the links below. Meaningful life doesn't have to be about loud achievements. I choose simplicity and quietness over sensational high-sky results. In my life, I had a couple of jobs where I was promoted and offered pretty substantial things, but I wasn't feeling happy. Of course, financial stability is crucial. I want to have enough money for a comfortable life. But do I want to do that by sacrificing my true potential, my time, and my relationships? No. At the moment, I'm a self-employed combination of content creator, translator, copywriter, and artist. And I think I have never been happier with what I do for a living. Somehow it works right now with its highs and lows, but when and if it doesn't work, then I will figure something else. I don't remember exactly where I heard it, but this advice has been such a help for me always. Remember that whatever happens, you'll find a way to make a living as long as you have a curious mind, courage, and at least a couple of skills. I keep repeating it to myself and I keep trusting the world still, even in its current apocalyptic state. Sometimes it happens so that we fail to reach some socially praised goals or perform our human duties well, but we are still enough. We have our deep meanings inside. We have our own ways that are hardly predictable and that cannot be planned out. Thank you so much for watching and being here, dear friends. Feel free to share in the comments what big things you never did and whether you have any regrets about it. And for now, just be safe and keep your heart open. And I hope to see you soon. Пока-пока.